Okay. So now strategy 10 and 40, both these things are clear. Any doubt in this both strategies?
Sir, strategy 10, can you just go up, sir? One slide, please.
Yes.
Okay, so sales order does not increase the production or purchasing quantity. But in strategy 40, does it increase the sales order, sir?
It will increase only when it is exceeding the plan. See here, the purchase is carried out based on PAR or sale order quantity, whichever is higher.
Okay, so it takes the priority.
Not priority. First it will fill PAR. First it will fill the demand. Once the demand is full, if there is a remaining quantity as a sales order, then it will plan for sales order. Are you getting my point? If, for example, I have a plan for 20, right? Then I'm getting order for 10. Then I got order for 10. Even though it is strategy 40, it will plan for this. Now I have plan for, order for 5. In this case, system would have planned this 20 based on this. No, it will consume this plan. The remaining 5, it will plan for this also. 25 it will plan. If I received only 10 and 5, it would have planned only 15. No, it will not plan for any excess. Are you getting?
Sir, if it is planned for 5 more order, what will be the planning object, sir? What we call is an independent requirement or order. What we call
it is coming from sales order, it's independent requirement only. No? It is coming from sales order. If it is coming from sales order, it is coming from.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So again, we told what are all the consumptions which are happening. The consumptions are happening either from sales order or through invoice or from dependent requirement or from reservations. But strategy 40 is the one which is consuming sales order. So it will reduce the sales order. Also, it will consume the dependent requirement.
So 5 sales order will be remain as it is.
Yes, if his plan is 40, if you receive only 30 as orders, remaining 10 will be remaining as a plan only.
Okay, sir.
If you have planned 40, but if you receive the order for 50, it will plan for this 40 already based on the plan, plus 10 it will based on the order.
Okay, sir. It's clear, sir.
Clear, Sigmund?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Strategy 20, nothing is there. It is just based on the order, make to order. Okay. Then there is a strategy called 50. In case of strategy 50, first the demand is entered for the plant, the material. Then production and purchase of components will be carried out, not the product. Components, that is without final assembly. The strategy 50 is without final assembly. It means it will go and explode the BOM and then it will plan only the components. Planning of only components. Okay, it will plan only the components. Then once a sales order is created, the availability of finished goods is checked based on the PAR. So it will go and check the availability based on the available plan is there or not. It will confirm the plan. Final assembly is done based on the order. When the sales order is entered, the demand plan will be consumed. This is like, the consumption of plan is like strategy 40. When the sale order is created, this will be consumed. But the production is happening only for the, the planning is happening only for the components. But the production is happening based on the sales order. That is the difference. Is it clear?
Production is happening based on the
finished product right? For example, now maybe I will come back here. We have this gearbox, I have this input, I have this output, and then, okay, for example, let us take only these two. Now I'm getting this plan, gearbox plan, okay, plan. This plan is for example, 10, right? Then what will happen when I put the plan for 10? It will go and plan input for 10 numbers, output for 10 numbers. Sorry. Is it clear? When I enter the plan for gearbox, it will not plan the gearbox production. Instead, it will plan for the input and output, which is the next
Correct. Components.
Component level.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, when I get the sales order for, let us say, 5 numbers, production will be happening only for these 5, and the consumption of this input and output, because I'm producing only 5. What will happen then? These 5 numbers, after consuming it, remaining 5 will be there. For just to explain here, take it 3, 3, okay, 3, 3. So remaining 7 will be there. Next, I'm getting another sales order. What is happening here now? This 10 will become 7. The plan is no, because it will consume. Once I get the sales order, this will become 7. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So first, what will happening? When I enter the plan, based on the plan, I produce or purchase the components and keep it in stock, 10 numbers. It is over. I do not produce a gearbox. When the sales order is coming for gearbox, that time we create the production order, whatever the quantity we are receiving. Based on the sales order, the plan 10 will be consumed. The plan is becoming 7. Now I have to produce. How much I have to produce? I have to produce based on the sales order. So here my sales order, based on sales order 3, I raise the production order for 3. To produce these 3, I consume this input 3 and output 3. My remaining will be 7. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
The next sales order, I'm getting 7. 5. The plan is becoming 2. Right? Then I produce 5. To produce this 5, consume this. Then the stock of this also becoming 2 only.
Is it assemble to order, sir? Assemble to order or
This is
order,
assemble
make
to
to
order.
order?
This is assemble to
Okay,
order.
sir.
So
But
this
it's similar to the make to order also, sir, right?
yes, make to
It's
order is
similar.
one. No. That is the difference. The up to component it is make to stock. From component
Okay,
it is make to order. So it is a mix of
Okay,
make to stock plus make to order.
Okay, sir.
That is why it is called as assemble to order. Okay. These 3 are the things which are widely used. As I said, we will be using 40. That also no, we will not be entering the sales order. Instead of that, we will be using the dependent requirement. And because in this system, working and setting the sales order and all, they are a little bit complicated. So I did not go into that. So you please practice this 10, 40, and 50. Or if you are in our organization, if you are able to see these details, please you may see them. All right. Next is the requirement type. This requirement type, the strategy, it depends on the strategy, right? Whatever the strategy you are entering. For example, make to stock. For example, if the strategy is make to stock, the requirement type for plan, that is a requirement type of independent requirements, requirement type of customer requirements. So this is defined as LSF, make to stock production. This is the sales from stock. This is one which I was showing as a table here, right? This is LSF, which is make to stock, KSL, sales from stock. These are all in the configuration. When I do this, make to stock, this is the independent requirement. And here requirement class is 100. What is happening? Requirement planning is net requirement planning. Similarly, for customers, it is sales from customer, sales from stock. MRP means requirement is not planned but displayed, because here MRP is not based on this the sales order. The MRP is not based on sales order, but MRP is based on the plan. All these settings are standard settings. What I'm suggesting is you just go through the strategy and see them. How to see them, we'll see them later. Okay, but this is in the configuration. Maybe if you want to see, I want you to search something and find out where you can see that. Then come back with the answer before I tell you the answer. Maybe not in this session, later.
Can you repeat the question, sir, please?
Can
you repeat the question, sir, please?
I mean, go to the configuration SPRO and find out these particular details. Where is it in the configuration? For strategy 10, okay. Strategy 40, strategy 50. What are all the details?
Okay, sir.
So, for example, here 40, if you take, it will be VSF ASV, planning without final assembly. 50 means it is VSC KEV. Like this, they will appear. Then availability check. Availability check we discussed earlier during the metal master. It is defining how the metal have to be planned. This one also we discussed. It depends on the supply. It balances supply plus stock with the requirements. If needed, it will consider the replenishment lead time also. Again, this is the configuration. Like, no, what is the stock to be considered? What are all the future supplies to be considered? What are the requirements to be considered, right? Whether we have to consider the replenishment lead time or not. Those things will be configured in this particular scope of check. That is the configuration. Again, another point is find out where is this in configuration. In configuration check, where is the scope of availability check? The next is replenishment time, total replenishment time. This is the total time required to produce a product right from the material. So again, this point also we discussed earlier. If it is in-house production time, right, then system will take the replenishment lead time, what is defined in MRP3. If we do not maintain this detail in MRP3, then it will consider what is the work scheduling view details, like a setup time, inter-operation time, and the processing time. And then if it is not there, it will go and check the in-house MRP2, which is the in-house production time, GR production. This is for in-house production item. If it is for purchase item, it will not consider, even if you enter the replenishment lead time in MRP3, it will not consider. It will consider only the planned delivery lead time plus GR processing time. Planned delivery lead time plus GR processing time. And after checking all these details, right? After checking all these details, for example, now system is checking availability based on all these. There is no availability. Then whether I have to commit based on replenishment lead time, because this is the maximum time to produce a product, right? This is the, it is the minimum time to produce the product. This is the minimum time I need to produce the product, whether I consider or not. If we keep it as a blank, system will commit the replenishment lead time. For example, it will take minimum 45 days. Then it will commit 45 days as the lead time. If we tick this point, then system will, without replenishment lead time, means it will not commit anything, right? Because you're telling without replenishment time, you proceed, which means it will not commit anything. So this is the demand management. Okay, we talked about consumption mode, planning strategy, availability check, replenishment lead time, these kind of points. Is it clear? So these are the basic things whenever you talk about the demand management. Okay. Right. Now, when you go to the practice, you will understand a little more. So now this is the just a minute. How it is done in the system. That is the demand management, product wise entering it. That's what we are going to discuss. So the PER, plan independent requirement, right? These things are coming. We are entering them as a demand into the system. Then master scheduling. This one is a concept we discussed. So PER entry, how do we do? It is based on this menu path or transaction. It is MD61. The transaction is called MD61. And then we go and enter the what is the material. There are three options here. The options are given as a radio button here. Whenever you see them as a radio button, you can select any one of these only. You cannot select either or both or like that. You cannot select. You can select only one. So you can select either material, or you can select the product group, or you can select the requirement plan. So normally people use this here as a material or the requirement plan. Okay, this is the first input. So now in our session we'll be using the material. Then we have to set what is the version. This is very important because 00 is the version which will be taken as an active input for the planning purpose. There are other versions like 01, 02 and all. These will be used for some simulation purpose. These will not be affecting your regular planning or regular activities, only for simulation purpose, like for budgeting purpose or for long-term planning purpose. For those kind of things, we can use those other versions. But 00 is the normal standard version, which is an active version, right? For the purpose of actual planning and production. And then planning period. This planning period defines what is the planning bucket. Are we planning weekly basis? Are we planning monthly basis? Are we planning daily basis? Because some of the organizations, they may plan the current week on daily basis, next 3 weeks on weekly basis, after that on monthly basis, right? It depends, you know, nearby means it's a day basis, little far means it is weekly basis, so far means it is monthly basis. And that weekly period, that the planning period, you can select based on the period what you put here. Example, nearby period you put, I put all daily plan. The next 4 I put them as a weekly plan. After that I put them as a monthly plan. Like that we can put them, right? These are the selection entries when you go into the MD61. Okay, right. So when you go into this demand, we can see here there are 3 tabs here. One is talking about the table, other is item, another is a schedule line. These are the 3 tabs. So here it is showing item wise, week wise view. For example, which item? Here also we can see the version, week wise, quantity, everything will show. For example, the version you see, it is showing as 00. When this field is selected, then the requirement is active. This active is also shown here as a tick mark. See here, this active is shown as a tick mark. The tick mark is there only, the requirement will be taken into planning. If this tick mark is not there, it will not be taken into planning. And then here, this is the planning buckets, like a weekly base. We enter the weekly there, right? So weekly, it is coming here, week 13, week 14, like that. And then the demand quantities are entered here.
So when one question, so when will the tick mark not be there? So why is that option given for the tick mark to be there?
That is for simulation purpose. Simulation purpose we can use it.
For simulation. For that, don't we use the test system? Because in our company they have the
no, in the production itself, no, because I want to consider my current BOM. I want to consider my, for example, when I running the budget. When I run the budget, I have to consider what is my available systems, available prices, available stock, everything I have to consider. But the proposals coming from system, I have to use only for budgeting purpose, not for regular purchase.
Purchase. Okay, sir.
Test system is different. That is to test the transaction or test the behavior of the system. That is different.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
But this is the system which is production system itself. In the production system, I am using this for my simulation, long-term planning, budgeting purpose, those things.
Okay,
sir. If I don't give active checkbox activated, it means it will not see in MD04 or somewhere where we need to see the planning.
Correct.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Then what is the use of putting this, sir, active or inactive? Our aim is to see the simulation.
Yeah, but sir said to see if for the accounting team, sometimes they would like to work the budget and see what it would cost the company like in the future. If we just for simulation, just to like to give a rough estimate what it would cost if we want to increase the production, or if we want to decrease the production, what is going to change, how is the costing will what the value will change for the overall.
Yeah, I understand, but if it does not display in MD04, for example, where we'll see the planning, where they can see in some other place where they can see how much it cost.
No,
because
no.
it just
See, it will show an MD04, but not as an active. Okay, you can test it.
Okay, sir.
Maybe probably I have not checked it, but you can test it and understand. It will be there, but it will not be affecting the regular planning.
Okay.
Right. I got your question. Okay. Please test it. Okay. Then based on the period, metal will be available as per the date what we mentioned here. For example, if the period is weekly, what is the meaning? The metal should be available on the first day of the week. Here we are putting weekly means the metal should be available on the first day of the week. Normally, what is the first day of the week? It is Monday. So when I'm putting the plan for 70 means all the 70 should be available on the Monday morning. That is what system will assume, and then it will plan further activities. Are you getting it?
Yes.
For example, now we are in this week. We are in the week 32. Okay, we are in week 31. Now there is a week 32. If I enter the plan for week 32, right, some 50 numbers. This means the metal should be available on 7th August. This should be my available date. This should be my available date. If my GR processing date, processing time is 1 day. This means my GR date should be what? It should be on 6th August. It should
6th of August. But 6th of August is a Sunday, sir. Goods
no. I'm just I'm explaining the concept here. Leave this Sunday, Monday.
Okay.
Okay. This is the 6th August. Now, if my in-house production time is 3 days, for example. In-house production 3 days, then what will happen? System will plan 6th minus 3, 3rd August.
Yeah.
This is my production start date.
Okay.
And again, this is GR date. Also, it is the production completion date. Right. This is how system will work. This is the impact of maintaining this weekly or whatever it is. That is what I'm trying to explain here. In case we maintain this as monthly bucket, what will happen?
Correct.
Then the metal should be available on 1st of the month. So we have to be careful when you're planning these things. If you put monthly means what? System will plan everything to be available on 1st itself. For example, coming back to this same example now, here I put this plan now week 32. Here no, then I put week 33, around 40 numbers. Then week 44, sorry, week 34. Then this is a 50 numbers. Then week 35. This is 60 numbers. Yeah. Like this if I put. Okay, these are the things which I am entering on weekly basis. Okay, so what will happen now? This metal will be available on 14th August. This metal will be available on 21st August. This will be available on 28th August. This is how system will plan. Suppose if I enter them as month 08, which is August, what will happen? Now all these things together, 200 numbers should be available on what?
1st of August.
This means I have to produce and keep everything before 1st August. You see the difference here?
But it's much better to keep it in weekly buckets, no, sir, because imagine
Depends. We cannot come to the conclusion immediately. Please understand the concept first. Don't come to the conclusion now.
Okay, sir.
Now you please always think about the concept. Then how to apply the concept, how it is useful, that you have to analyze based on your business need. Accordingly, you have to decide.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Normally, we will explain everything to business, but business will decide, right, sir? Which they
Correct.
want
No,
to do.
you should also say that these are the impacts.
Okay.
These are all the things you have to impact. For example, now what will happen now for many companies, they will see that no, for example, we are in August. August is having week 32, week 31, then week 32. So now you are having this August. And then this is, for example, September. Then you have this October. Then you have this November. So many companies, what do they do? Right? What do they do? They take for here, for example, August, we are in the immediate week. So here they will plan D1, D2, like daily basis. Every day they will plan. Right? Like this. Maybe next week also they will plan. For example, 7th August, 8th August, 9th August, 10th August, like this. Which means on the every day they will plan. But here they will plan based on this week as it is. 4 weeks. Or maybe up to September end, they'll based on the weeks. But here they may plan based on month. As I told, it depends. Some organization plan everything on weekly basis. Some organization plan everything on monthly basis. But what is the impact of planning this on weekly basis, on daily basis? That is what it has to be understood. Right. If I go for daily means, then it will be like a minute details I have to enter. That will be like a too much. Whether that much kind of accuracy is required. If it is required for the business, it is going to help the business, then you go for day. If it is not going to help, go for weekly. Or if it is going to be some long-term item, the lead time is high, then you can go for monthly. Depends. So don't come to conclusion. First understand what is the impact.
Yes, sir.
Now this is the second tab where it is showing the items, which means item-wise cumulative requirement. So you are taking the item, whatever the quantity entered, totally it is showing how much there. It is showing this quantity, 545 pieces, total quantity is showing here. And also it is showing whether multiple schedules. This item is multiple lines. The 545 is not one schedule, this is having multiple schedules. And here, this is the consumption indicator. For example, how much it is going to get consumed. This is depending on the strategy what we use. These things will come as default. Because for strategy 40, this will come as default. If it is not coming, then means you have to check the configuration. Or if you want to change something, you can go and change it. So options are given there. But how to use them, that is what we have to see. Now, here number 1 means it consumption happen only with customer requirements. As I told, the strategy 40 is consumption requirements. Only consume reservations dependent requirements. 3 means consume customer requirements, reservation dependent requirements. 4 is flexible. Like this, no, these things will appear here. VSF is related to sales. That is the strategy is 50, requirement and 40, requirement type will become 10, 40, 50, like that will appear. Schedule lines, no, that we entered each week wise, day wise, and all these things will appear here. Also, we can see the summary of the material details, like what material it is, which plant, what is the version, which means that what is the requirement type, the version, whether the version is active or not, what is the total plant quantity, all those things will appear. Also, we can see what is the history of this demand. For example, history, right? For example, one item which is entered, there are some changes have been done. What changes have been done? Who did the changes? Those things we can see using this item history. When go into the demand, and then select the particular line item, and then go to the item history. You will see these item history details. So it will appear like this. What are the histories? What was the requirement date? What was the planned quantity? What was the old quantity? Who created this? Like what was the date? And then evaluation. I want to evaluate these things. Well, it's like a report using the total that requirement MD73. Again, please use this menu path. You can find out like these reports, many reports. You enter the metal code and then run this plant. What are the things you want to see here? I want to see the planned independent requirement assigned. For example, this particular item for which is sales order and all, it is assigned, right? Then it will show, just we discuss, right? How much was the plan? How much is consumption? That is what it will appear in this report. How much is the plan? This is, for example, this is 75. Okay, this is the plan. And this is the requirement type. And this plan, again, this 75, 10 numbers assigned as the sales order. 10 numbers assigned as the sales order. And here it is showing how much was the sales happened earlier. How much was withdrawn, so that it is becoming 0 here, right? How much the sales order happened here. So this is the PR evaluation. And then MD04, this is the stock requirement list where we are seeing the materials, what are the requirements, what are all the issues, those details here. And then another sales order like this. Now we can see the different materials here. Then the any orders when we create, these things will appear like this. Then is the PIR reorganization. This is another concept you have to learn. We discuss in the forward consumption, right? We discuss in the forward consumption, right? This 10 number, right? Where is that? This 10 number, no, it was remaining as a waste. Waste means it's ideal, correct? Remember? The forward consumption, this 10 number was remaining quantity. If we keep these things in system, it will always plan for these 10 numbers. But because we are giving forward, it is no more, it is going to be used. But system will see that there is a requirement, it will always plan for it. So we need to remove this. So removing this kind of PIR or the planned independent requirement, that is called reorganization. This reorganization has to be done on regular basis. Whatever, even if it is backward consumption, forward consumption, whatever it is, after some time we have to remove these kind of plans which are old plans. Or we need to
in backward we have sales order or any orders. In forward we have the plan. So we need to remove both, right? Plan and orders.
Forward, if there is a plan, means we should not remove it, because that is the forward means the future, you will have it. And similarly, backward, if there are sales order, means it's an order that you cannot remove. If it is order, you cannot. What I am telling is the plan. We are talking about only the plan, PIR.
Okay.
Only plan. If I have something, I explained to you here, right? In this concept.
But sir, the Excel file, when it is backward, we say the five order is not confirmed. Each time we said, okay, sir. What we will do if the 5 orders is not confirmed? We need to remove it, right?
No. Order is not confirmed means that you cannot just remove it. As I said, if we are using strategy 40, system will take it as a requirement, it will plan it.
Plan it. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me. If there is no plan, if you want to do it, then you have to increase the plan. Instead of 45, go and increase the plan by another 5. That way you can consume the plan also, so that you can compare plan versus actuals. But if you want to see really what are the original plan versus actuals, you have to keep as it is. Then you have to say that this was the excess order. Anyhow, you will plan this order and do it. But it is based on the order you are receiving it, not based on the plan. Are you getting?
Anyway, what I understand is that the 5 is it's depend upon only you explain here the mode of consumption. then even it will behave upon the strategy what we define. Am I right, sir?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, sir.
It
If it
depends
is
on
40,
strategy. If it is 40, it will take. If it is a 10
Okay.
strategy, it will not take. So it depends on strategy also, it will behave.
If it is a 10, what will happen to this 5, sir? We will
5
delete
means-
from the system.
That's what, no, you will have this make to stock only. Yes, that again, that you have to decide. You cannot say that no, you have to delete or not. Maybe you have to produce extra and give it, or you have to postpone the order. There are many options there. You have to postpone this order
Not
to next. So when you are coming, because you are going to review this on every week, right? Now you are seeing as history. But when you are reviewing this on every week, you will see that there is a remaining plan. Probably you will increase the plan here by another 5 numbers, another 5 numbers here. Or you will say that there is order here 20, 35. Let us postpone these 35 numbers, no, 15 numbers to next week. We will produce only 20 because you have to supply these. All these things are business decisions you have to take.
Okay, sir. So in that case, sales order, we don't delete, but we take a decision whether we postpone or we produce. But plan,
Yes.
we have a planned independent requirement. We have the option of deletion.
Yes. Sales order also, no, if it is becoming very old, it is not going to be taken. A call has to be taken after discussing with the sales. Then if they agree, that can be closed, but that is the loss to the business.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
PAR reorganization can be done through this transaction called MD74. And when you have this MD74, for example, here we are having like a week 14, there is a plan here, right, which is 5th April. And see here, there is a inactive version. This version is 01. It is not activated. Just for sampling purpose, I took this. The 75 numbers. There is a gearbox. I put the version 01. I entered some 75 because this is not going to affect my other planning. Now, when I go to the transaction of PAR reorganization, that MD74, enter this one and then enter the material. Here the version is 01 I should have put, okay? And then put the key date also. Now up to what date I have to reorganize. And then we can also do this, create the list and whether we want to do the test mode. And please note, there are some transactions where you can do the test mode execution to confirm whether the behavior is proper or not. And then you complete it, okay? That depends on the transaction is there. For some transaction test mode is there, for some transaction test mode is not there. Okay. And then the results here, right? The results here is that the reorganization has happened. We gave the date up to 31st March. Requirement up to this date has become 0, right? That 70 has become 0. And here we also, but here we see that no, reorganized because it was in test mode. This is not becoming 0 here. This is not becoming 0, right? We did this on test mode. So it is not becoming 0. Now we remove this test mode, execute it. We get the same list, but here the quantity is removed. So we use this test mode before we run it and test it. And another thing, I don't want to do this reorganization every time. Whatever it is old, more than 7 days or more than 14 days, that should be automatically removed.